Alright, 1-2 graphs of equations for pre-calculus. Let's get started with this. So, first things first, in section 1.1 we use the Cartesian plane, a coordinate system, to graph. And so we do have a collection of points on there. And so now we're going to look at it algebraically. So on our coordinate plane, we've got our x's and y's, and we can say we can have a relationship between them. So if we have something like y equals 7 minus 3x, we can say is a point on that line. All right, so it's a solution if it's on the line. So in this case, we'll use a little bit of algebra 1 here. Our y-intercept is 7. We're going to go down 3 and over 1. That's what our line would be. The question is the point 1, 4 on the line? So we just proved it was graphically. Algebraically, the way we would do it is plug those points in. 4 would go for y, and 1 would go for 3, and we would check to see if that works. And yes, it does. So 1, 4 would be on that line. All right. So in this section, we're going to talk about those sort of things. Get this out of the way. So we're going to review some procedures for sketching graphs, and we're going to talk about symmetry and things like that. So let's get started and see what we can learn. So example 1, determine whether 2, 13 and -1, -3 lie on this graph. So we've got, let's start with A, y equals 10x minus 7, and we're going to substitute in some points. 13 is our y value, equals 10, 2 is our x value, minus 7, and we'll check it. 13 equals 20 minus 7, and that is indeed true. So 2, 13 works. How about -1, -3? Let's plug this in. -3 is our y, equals 10. -1 minus 7, so -3 equals -10 minus 7. That only works if you're doing your algebra wrong, because -10 minus 7 is -17. So -1, -3, and no good. Does not work. All right, so that's the first type of problem we have to do. See if you can do it with exercise 7. All right, so let's talk about sketching graphs. So a couple suggestions here for things we can try. And so step 1, if possible, rewrite the equation so that one of the variables is isolated. Typically, that's going to be y equals something. All right. We can also make a table, so that's our t-table. Remember doing those, x and y. We can plug in some points. All right, and so we can plot points and then connect them with a smooth curve or line. All right. And so you notice here I put the words use the calculator. When things get tricky, we can definitely use technology as our friend. So here's a couple steps. This is in the book. So we do have to get y all by itself, and this should be something we know how to do on our graphing calculator. But just as a review, we want to go into the graphing calculator by hitting the equation button and determine a viewing window that shows all the important features. All right, so the viewing window is important. A lot of people, I think, skip this step 3. So let me pause the recorder here for a second and bring up the graphing calculator, and we're going to do one as an example with this. Y equals 7 minus 3x.